Your third World Cup commentary on BBC Radio 5 Live, coming your way very shortly from Kaliningrad as the two teams break away and every player starts to shake each other's hands. Brazil 2, Costa Rica 0 earlier on in Group E today. Brazil top of the group on 4 points. Serbia just behind them on 3, having played a game less, obviously. Switzerland on 1 point, and Costa Rica already out on 0 points. The Kaliningrad Stadium is somewhere that England are going to play. They'll face Belgium here next week in the final group game in their group. And as a host city, it is the most westerly of all 11 at Russia 2018. It is a Russian enclave that is sandwiched between Lithuania and Poland. A little fact for you on that one. 675 miles west of Moscow, it is actually closer to Amsterdam than it is to its nation's capital. Conditions actually, Phil Neville, will be interesting because the pictures we've been watching ahead of the game, going to be played under sort of nice evening skies, quite cool temperatures. The pitch, though, is going to be quite zippy. There's a lot of rain here before the game.
It is. I mean, we were looking at the pictures about 2 hours before the game. There was an almighty downpour, and we said straight away it'd be brilliant for the surface. We want a fast game. We want a game with intensity. Both teams like to pass the ball through midfield, so I think that extra zip on the pitch will help them.
Not had a 0-0 yet, you said to me before the game. And as soon as you said that, I looked at you and went, oh, Phil, don't say that.
It was 25 games, isn't it, already in the World Cup. We've not had a 0. This will not be 0-0. Although Serbia, I've got to say, have won the last 4 1-0. So they don't score many goals. Switzerland, like Chris Sutton said, haven't got a really prolific centre-forward. It will be tight, but I'm going to promise goals.
Good. That is very good to hear. Phil Neville with us on 5 Live tonight for Serbia against Switzerland. That Swiss defence, as Chris was saying, only lost one of their last 23 games. That was against Portugal in qualifying in Lisbon, the final group game that sent them into the playoffs where they had to beat Northern Ireland. The only teams to score against them in their last 7 games were Brazil in the first group game here and Spain in one of their warm-up games. So that tells you how good they are at the back. So here are your two teams then for the game tonight. Serbia, one change. Filip Kostic in on the left wing for Adam Ljajic. Vladimir Stojkovic, very experienced goalkeeper between the sticks for Serbia. Branislav Ivanovic winning 105th cap for his country tonight at right back. Alexander Kolarov at left back. Young Nikola Milenkovic, the 20-year-old of Fiorentina, winning just his 5th cap this evening alongside Duško Tosic. Then very familiar names, Milivojevic and Matic in front of them. Dusan Tadic, Filip Kostic wide. Sergej Milinkovic-Savic of Lazio playing in the hole of Alexander Mitrovic. Switzerland's team, Jan Sommer in goal. Back four are Stefan Lichtsteiner, Fabian Schär, Manuel Akanji and Ricardo Rodriguez. Valon Barami and Granit Xhaka in front of them. Shaqiri, Jamaili, Steven Zuber, who scored the goal against Brazil in the 1-1 draw in Rostov-on-Don, and Haris Seferovic, not all that popular, the big front man with the Swiss fans. He was their top scorer in qualifying with 4 goals and did score in one of the warm-up games against Japan as well. So we're underway in Kaliningrad. Alexander Kolarov is making an early sortie down the left-hand side, feeds a nice ball infield here, and it gets zipped out to the left. Back to Kolarov, back down that touchline. Switzerland are in all white this evening. White shirts, white shorts, white socks with red trim, playing from right to left in this first half as we look at it. And Serbia almost the opposite actually, all in bright red with white trim on their kit. Ball is played down the line by Ivanovic. Switzerland get a few bodies in the way. Steven Zuber might have just passed a teammate into trouble there, but Ricardo Rodriguez gets on the ball, clears with his right foot across field. Kolarov tries to control, almost lost it. Shaqiri's there, stumbles over Kolarov, and Serbia get the free kick. Early thoughts from Phil Neville?
Well, it's a big game for Shaqiri and Lichtsteiner down that right-hand side. They had a difficult game against Brazil. They had to spend a lot of time defending against Marcelo, Neymar and Coutinho. Tonight, hopefully you'll see Shaqiri doing what he does best, and that's going forward.
Free kick then for Serbia, first of the game. Kolarov floats it diagonally across the penalty area, headed back towards the far post. Ball drops inside the Swiss area. Mitrovic goes down. What he did there was sort of hook his arm into Valon Barami and then used his weight to go down. Shaqiri's gone down quite easily, but does get the free kick. But Mitrovic there, I mean, nothing going on there in the penalty area, was there, Phil?
No, nothing. We said before the game that actually Serbia are a really big team. You've got Ivanovic, you've got Matic, Milivojevic, Mitrovic. They're all over 6 foot, so they will be a threat from set pieces. Mitrovic just went down too easily there. Barami, no contact whatsoever.
Great job that Valon Barami did in that first game against Brazil. We weren't entirely sure he was going to start the game tonight. Had a slight abductor problem, but he's okay. Stuck to Neymar like glue. I just wonder whether he might keep an eye on Milinkovic-Savic this evening, this 23-year-old who is much sought after. Plays his club football for Lazio and now starting to get involved for the national team as well. Switzerland have their first foray forward. Shaqiri's moved into a central position just for now. Passes the ball back to Akanji, just inside their own half, and they're working the ball from left to right. Barami gives it to Fabian Schär of Deportivo La Coruña, on to Stefan Lichtsteiner, who's going to be playing his football in the Premier League next season for Arsenal. He's got that bright green captain's armband wrapped around the left sleeve of his shirt, and it's very gentle at the moment. Serbia just standing off Switzerland. Switzerland bringing it slowly forward down the left-hand side. Akanji with a bit more pace into Shaqiri. Nice bit of skill, gets him away from Matic, lays it off to Akanji. Oh, that's clever from Akanji, little flick. Manages to get past Milinkovic-Savic, gives it to Shaqiri. Shaqiri knocks it sideways to Lichtsteiner, and Lichtsteiner is going to try and beat his man on the outside. He can't do that. Kostic gets in the tackle, but he's given the ball away. Long-range drive goes zipping wide and behind from Granit Xhaka for the Serbian goal kick. 3.5 minutes played on BBC Radio 5 Live. It's Serbia 0, Switzerland 0.
Oh, we've seen Xhaka do that before from long distance, 35-40 yards when the ball comes into him. Switzerland have actually started really confident and bright. Shaqiri's coming in off that right-hand side. You cannot allow Xhaka to shoot from long range.
Serbia win their through to the last 16. Switzerland in that case would need to beat Costa Rica in the last game and also hope that Brazil lose to Serbia, but don't forget Serbia may well then rest a few for that final group game. Mitrovic just runs into Akanji, but this is broken nicely for Tadic on the right hand side. Tadic takes it down to the byline, then turns, just holds it up for Serbia here. Still going Tadic, Rodriguez sticking with him. Cross comes into the penalty area towards the far post. Good header, Mitrovic, and well saved by Jan Sommer. Rebound comes out to Milinkovic-Savic. Cross back into the area, and Switzerland get enough bodies in the way, and eventually it is whacked clear. But Jan Sommer, busy boy early on.
No, it was a great cross from Milivojevic, and Mitrovic just pulled off the back there of Schär. It's a wonderful whipped-in ball. Mitrovic gets above Schär. It was a brilliant save from Sommer.
Made a couple of good saves, Jan Sommer, in the 1-1 draw against Brazil. One very early on in the game from Paulinho, which we weren't even sure he'd actually got a touch on first of all. Late one in the second half as well to keep the point. Cross in from Tadic again, and it is in this time from Alexander Mitrovic, who cannot stop scoring goals for Serbia. That is 15 now in his last 18 starts, and they are off to a flyer in Kaliningrad. It is Serbia 1, Switzerland 0.
It's almost identical to the cross before. This time it's Dusan Tadic from this right-hand side. He goes down the line, fakes to shoot with cross with his right foot, cuts back onto his left, and again he just puts it into a really dangerous area. Mitrovic just pulling off the back of Schär, the Swiss centre-back. So he goes down the line, Tadic pulls back onto his left foot, he just pulls off and gets in front. It's a wonderful header from Mitrovic.
Oh, he looked so sharp this evening, Alexander Mitrovic. Did well with the first header. Jan Sommer saved that one. Couldn't save the second one. Great ball in from Dusan Tadic as well. Just watching in the build-up to the goal there, I think it might have been Steven Zuber who lost it for Switzerland, filling it in that left-back position, and that was a bit careless.
Yeah, he took too many touches. It was Ivanovic that took the ball off him, but, you know, it's the second cross. Milivojevic puts the first one in. Mitrovic heads it and Sommer scores. The second one from Tadic was even better, from a better angle, and Mitrovic just powers it into the top left-hand corner. Brilliant start for Serbia.
17 goals, Alexander Mitrovic, for his country. Did really well for them in qualifying, and is now doing really well for them on the big stage in the tournament. 6 goals in qualifying and has one here. And I'm pleased for you as well, Phil, because you promised us, didn't you? You said it wouldn't be 0-0. It's not going to be 0-0.
Well, Serbia are the 1-0 specialist. I wasn't a big fan of Mitrovic when he was at Newcastle, but then he went to Fulham, scored goals, helped Fulham come up from the Championship. He's obviously banging form.
Right, what has Switzerland got in response then? Granit Xhaka immediately and purposely feeds a pass out to the right-hand side. Lichtsteiner into Xherdan Shaqiri, that stocky little figure. just lays the ball off into midfield. Blerim Jemaili yet to get into the game. Lichtsteiner jumps and goes down. Play continues. There is Jemaili, just beaten to it in the end by Kostic, and Kolarov slides in, knocks the ball out of play, and it's a Switzerland throw right-hand side. 7 minutes play. BBC Radio 5 Live at the World Cup. We're also streaming this commentary on the BBC Sport website and app for you this evening. And we have an early goal if you have just tuned in. Serbia leads Switzerland 1-0. If it stays that way, then Serbia are through to the last 16. We already know Russia are going to be there, Uruguay are going to be there, France are going to be there, Croatia are going to be there. And if Serbia win tonight, they're going to be there as well. Lichtsteiner couldn't quite control the pass. He's tackled. Another throw for Switzerland.
No, I think it's good for the game, the early goal, because Switzerland now know exactly they've got to score 2 goals. They can't afford to lose or draw the game, so I think we're going to have a really entertaining game.
Lichtsteiner to Shaqiri. Low, weak cross into the penalty area. Took a slight deflection though, took the pace off. It's gone behind for the first Switzerland corner of the game, which Shaqiri wants to take. Muscle-bound man in his tight white Swiss shirt just puts the ball down in the quadrant. Serbian fans jeering and whistling as Shaqiri whips this in with his left foot to the near post. Cleared away. Shaqiri scurries back quickly to get to that ball. Lines up a shot, fires it in, hits his own man there, Jemaili. It caught Jemaili right in the back of the head. He made the block accidentally. And then Matic is brought to the ground by Akanji. Akanji's claiming that was a fair shoulder charge. Serbia get the free kick.
No, I thought it was a fair shoulder charge between Akanji and Matic, but it was some strike from Shaqiri there. It was blocked by his own man, Jemaili. It's a real fast start. You see the atmosphere in the stadium. I think every match I've seen so far, the atmosphere's been really good.
No, it's been a cracking World Cup so far. We hope you're enjoying it on 5 Live. 3 more commentaries coming your way tomorrow. Incredible amount of sport on 5 Live and Sports Extra for you this weekend. Over 40 hours of live sport. I know Phil's a big fan of the cricket. 5th one-day international. 5 Live Sports Extra between England and Australia. We'll have live commentary of the 3rd test between South Africa and England in the rugby. 6 World Cup commentaries over the weekend, including England on Sunday, their 2nd game against Panama in Nizhny Novgorod. John Murray and Chris Moddle have made their way there from Moscow this afternoon on the train. Switzerland then trailing Serbia 1-0, bringing the ball forward with Xhaka. Xhaka to Shaqiri, to Barami. Lichtsteiner again on the right-hand side. So since the goal, it's been all Switzerland in terms of possession. And here they come again with their centre-back, Fabian Schär. To Akanji, out to Rodriguez on the left-hand side. Back into Akanji, and again, very steady pace at the moment. Now Schär is going to go longer. Down the inside left channel, Rodriguez running hard to get there. Ivanovic sticks with him. Rodriguez, though, has taken it off him. He's beaten him down by the byline. Cross it! Oh, and the shot is dragged wide from Jemaili. Fantastic chance for the equaliser, and it's gone begging.
That was a fantastic pass forward from Schär. Rodriguez, first time he's got forward in the game. Ivanovic is just trying to shepherd the ball out for a corner. Rodriguez wins possession, whips it back to Jemaili with his weaker left foot. He's got to hit the target there. It was a really good opportunity. It was really well pulled back from Rodriguez.
Such a feature of the Swiss team, isn't it, for the full-backs? Rodriguez down the left-hand side, Lichtsteiner down the right.
They both love to get forward. Rodriguez has done it for many years, so too is Lichtsteiner. I think tonight they will have opportunities to do that. Shaqiri's tucking in a lot more.
Kostic now on the left wing for Serbia. Sliding challenge on him from Schär. Ball is out for a Serbian throw. Serbia 1, Switzerland 0. Serbia win, takes them through to the last 16, and it will be the first time they've won back-to-back games at a World Cup since they did it as Yugoslavia back in 1990, Italia 90, and they made it through to the quarterfinals and eventually lost on penalties to Argentina. Free kick Switzerland, taken quickly. Rodriguez has it on the left-hand side, and again he just plays back into the feet of Manuel Akanji, who really impressed us in the first game against Brazil. Young centre-back who now plays his club football for Borussia Dortmund. He's on the ball again. Valon Barami's dropped deep now in between the two centre-backs. Plays it sideways to Fabian Schär. Schär, long with his right foot. Jemaili will chase. Goalkeeper comes a long way, Stojkovic, and grabs it. Second attempt, bounces down, and he picks it up in both hands. And I noticed this in the research about him, though he loves to kiss the ball after every save he makes, Vladimir Stojkovic.
Well, it's a funny superstition, but Switzerland, every time they get possession of the ball, Braham is dropping in to make it a back three, allowing both the full-backs to get forward. So why does he kiss it?
It is just that. Yeah, I think it is. I mean, it can't always work, because sometimes you're not going to save it. It's going to end up on the back of the net. I presume he doesn't kiss it when he's picking it out of the back of the net. The thing that's also just reminded me of as well, it was Milad Mohammadi for Iran who gave that ball a kiss before doing that absolutely ludicrous attempted somersault throw-in in the game against Spain the other night. Long ball forward. Switzerland have tried a few of those. That one's too far for Seferovic, and Seferovic now has taken a knock on his ankle chasing that, and that looks a little bit sore. Picks himself up, he's okay, and Serbia continue play. 12 and a half minutes gone. Blerim Jemaili trying to win it back for Switzerland. All a bit scrappy inside the Swiss half. They have it now. Shaqiri can't control, and he's livid. He turns around and he gives Lichtsteiner, his skipper, an absolute rocket for a poor pass.
Yeah, and it was a simple pass. It was just a 5-yard pass down the line. Switzerland actually kept most possession in the ball up to now. They've dominated possession. They've just been undone by two crosses. One where the keeper saved, and the other one where Mitrovic just fired into the top left-hand corner.
Matic in his bright yellow boots, cool in possession of the ball. He had Valon Barami nipping at his heels there, but he's played the pass away. And it's Milenkovic, young centre-back for Serbia, who hooks the ball into midfield. That's now chipped wide to Ivanovic, who controls at full stretch and volleys it straight in, and it's headed powerfully from the edge of the area by Mitrovic, but it drifts over the Swiss bar and behind for a Swiss goal kick.
You can see early on that definitely crosses, it must be a weakness for Switzerland. Serbia have done the homework. They've got 3-4 balls out to this right-hand side, and without even hesitation they put the ball into the box straight away.
13 minutes played. Serbia 1, Switzerland 0. Alexander Mitrovic with the goal for Serbia. Winners in this group will play the runners-up in Group F. That is Germany, Mexico, Sweden, South Korea. Group runner-up in this group will play the winner of that group, and those teams are back in action tomorrow. South Korea, Mexico at 4 o'clock, and Germany, after such a disappointing opening game, kick off at 7 o'clock against Sweden. A game you feel Germany really do have to win, the defending champions. Fabian Schär for Switzerland, back to his goalkeeper, all in black, Jan Sommer. Finds Schär again, chased down by Mitrovic, chips it forward. Jemaili's in quite a bit of space here, centre circle, looking for the runner Seferovic, and didn't get the pass through, and it wasn't all that convincing. Halfway line, Serbia have it. Kostic plays it out wide to the left-hand side, then picks it up again, and Kostic driving into the penalty area, all running out of space, keeps the ball well, scoops it to the far post. Mitrovic brings it down on the end of his right foot. Defender right behind him, two of them now. Might have been fouled there. Well, he feels he was, but he doesn't get the free kick, and Steven Zuber has it now for Switzerland, and Xhaka plays out of defence, and Jemaili will chase this down the left-hand side. Just beaten to it by Milenkovic. His clearance immediately nodded forward by Zuber, and Seferovic now penalised for the foul there on Tosic, and Serbia get the free kick midway inside their own half. Phil Neville.
Oh, it's been a brilliant start to the game. It's end-to-end. The intensity in the game is fantastic. You saw the run there down the left-hand side for Serbia. He just chipped it into the box. I thought Mitrovic was just going to pull the trigger and volley it. He didn't. He took the touch.
And just ran out of time and space in the end. Now Milinkovic-Savic here, edge of the Swiss penalty area. It's opening up for him. He's going to hit it, and he's going to pull it wide at pace. Teammate on the right-hand side, Tadic, is just saying to him, how about that, laying that off to me? But he saw the opportunity and decided to have a crack.
Yeah, he was never going to pass it to Tasic on that left-hand side. He saw the glory. He'd done well to get into that position. Rodriguez had broke off because Tasic had gone outside. Milinkovic-Savic just dragged it wide with his shot.
Serbia 1, Switzerland 0. 15 minutes played then in Kaliningrad. Tadic finds Mitrovic. Mitrovic lays it off here to Milinkovic-Savic. Kanji tries to take the ball off him, but he's done well. Gives it to Tadic again. Tadic now running at this Swiss defence on the right-hand side. Down to the byline he goes. Cross took a little deflection. Ooh, it's almost over Sommer's head. Comes back to Kostic. Referee had already blown his whistle. Sommer makes the save. Flag had gone up from the assistant referee. So the free kick goes Switzerland's way, and they've taken it quickly.
Well, it's another cross from the right-hand side from Tadic. He's taking Rodriguez down the line. Rodriguez thinks he's going to come back in on his left. This time he goes with his right. I think the ball just drifted out of play, but Mitrovic was the target in the middle again.
Alexander Mitrovic with the goal. Real threat for Serbia so far in this game. And that's why they lead Switzerland 1-0. And as we've been saying, the Swiss don't score masses and masses of goals. A lot of creativity behind their main man Seferovic. Shaqiri tries to play the ball across here. Ivanovic intercepts for Serbia. Grits his teeth as he clears with his right foot. Barami controls it on the halfway line, and here come Switzerland again down the left-hand side. Zuba, little 1-2 with Shaqiri, and then the ball is not past Shaqiri, and Seferovic nowhere near that, so Serbia are able to come out of defence. Ball is floated down the right-hand side. Tadic wanted to get on the end of that. Switzerland have it back again. Zuba to Shaqiri, little flick across here to Xhaka. Xhaka couldn't see anyone open ahead of him, so he's gone sideways to the left, and Switzerland are giving it away again. Xhaka gave it away, comes back to win it back, but there was a foul there as he did so. I'm not sure that was by Xhaka actually, the actual foul, but the free kick has gone to Serbia.
No, it's Rodriguez. He was just pulling, he had his arms wrapped round Tadic there. Xhaka just came to tackle from behind because he'd originally give the ball away, but Rodriguez just had hold of the shirt of Tadic there on that right-hand side.
Just caught another little shot there of Mladen Krstajic, the Serbian manager, 44 years old, just telling his team to slow down and calm down. Very emotional before the game as the national anthem was being played. Second competitive game in charge. Won the first, he's winning the second, and it would suggest, Phil Neville, that international management's just it's an easy game, it's a piece of cake.
No, it is. For some, you see a lot of new managers going into international football, get off to a bad start. He's got off to a good start, but he's got a good team with good experience.
Yeah. Serbia on the ball. Milenkovic of Fiorentina, closed down by Jamaili, plays it across to Dusko Tosic, who currently plays his club football in China. This man, Matic, we all know from Manchester United, that long rangy stride, plays the ball out to Ivanovic. Another cross comes in, chested down, then the overhead kick goes flying wide, and Alexander Mitrovic just going to try from anywhere at the moment.
No, he's full of confidence, he looks sharp, but this time it's a cross from the fullback Ivanovic. It was from deeper area, he controls it on his test, just loops it up. Slightly ambitious there to try the bicycle kick, but shows he's full of confidence.
Serbia 1, Switzerland 0. Phil Neville with us on BBC Radio 5 Live. Chris Sutton, Terry Butcher back in the studio with Mark Chapman. More from them at half-time. They'll all be partaking in the World Cup Daily podcast as well, which will be available for you again tomorrow morning. Pablo Zabaleta, he featured on that this morning. He was a very unhappy man, Pablo Zabaleta, Phil, after what happened to Argentina last night.
No, he was devastated at breakfast this morning. Obviously very passionate about Argentina, and I think probably the biggest disappointments of the tournament so far, but they still live to fight another day.
They do. Result earlier on in that group today, Nigeria 2, Iceland 0. Now then, here comes Tadic this time forward for Serbia. Kostic with real pace, pulls that ball back. Tadic actually hadn't continued the run. Akanji was there and clears with his right foot. That'll go out for a Serbian throw.
Yeah, Tadic just didn't anticipate the cross coming back from Kostic. Mitrovic was down on the floor because he'd been fouled from the long ball as well.
Kolarov, Serbian captain, with the throw into Tadic. That bounced quite high on him, that Tadic. He couldn't quite bring it down. Switzerland cleared to the halfway line. Volleyed forward by Tosic. Mitrovic just barges into Rodriguez. All hustle, bustle and muscle. Alexander Mitrovic really up for this evening. And Switzerland have it back with Jan Sommer. Jan Sommer very nicely, artfully clips the ball out to the right. Lichtsteiner couldn't control Serbia's throw on the left. 20 minutes played. Serbia 1, Switzerland 0. As things stand, Serbia going through to the last 16 tonight, and they wouldn't have to worry about that last group game against Brazil. Kolarov down the left-hand side. Kostic's cross hits the legs of Fabian Schär and goes out for another Serbian throw. Real threat down the flanks from Serbia with Kostic, who's come into the team this evening, down the left-hand side. Tadic down the right. He's won another throw here, Kostic. Lichtsteiner not happy with the decision, swipes his arm in frustration. And Kolarov does exactly the same thing, just throws it into Kostic. Lichtsteiner's right behind him, and then Shaqiri knocks it out, and this time Switzerland get the throw.
Well, Serbia have got a lot of joy down the flanks because I don't think Zuba and Shaqiri like to defend in wide areas, so Shaqiri's playing much inside, so there's lots of space for Kolarov and Ivanovic to get forward. We've seen already crosses are going to cause Switzerland a problem.
Granit Xhaka manages to break up play for Switzerland inside his own half. This is what Ricardo Rodriguez likes to do. Steaming forward down the left, then stops, plays it back to Xhaka. Xhaka to Akanji. And Granit Xhaka able to turn, get on the ball again, and outside of his left boot just strokes a pass across his own half towards Shah. Shah to Lichtsteiner, down the line to Shaqiri, who's well policed by Kolarov. Comes back to Fabian Shah again. Curls a pass across to Manuel Akanji. Gives it to Rodriguez, but again Serbia just staying in their shape, forcing Switzerland back. And again they have to start building up play from deep inside their own half. Here's Barami. Barami across to Akanji. Those wavy patterns shaved into the side of his dark hair. Very cool on the ball though. Mitrovic closing in there, and Akanji takes it away from him, gives it to Rodriguez. Rodriguez's ball in. Shaqiri's able to control it on the edge of the area, flicks it up in the air. He wasn't quite sure what to do with that. Tosic knocks it away. Jamaili jumps for it, doesn't know where it is, gets it to Shaqiri though, and Shaqiri tries to shoot with the toe poke there from the edge of the box. Then the strike comes in from Lichtsteiner. That's blocked as well. And Tadic clears with his left foot, and here's Mitrovic again. Akanji, good, strong challenge, knocks it out for the Serbian throw.
Yeah, he looks impressive, Akanji. He's composed on the ball, he defends really well in that situation, but you just see Switzerland, when they get up to the final third, they just need to start looking for Seferovic a little bit more. He's making good runs, Shaqiri has to find him.
You'll be pleased to know, Phil, Manuel Akanji, I found out, is a Manchester United fan.
That's why I like him.
Yeah, exactly, he started well, and his middle name is Obafemi, because his dad was a big fan of Obafemi Martins, who played in England for Newcastle United. So there's a little bit on Akanji, but he's been impressive again. He was good against Brazil, been good for Switzerland tonight, but they are behind to the early Mitrovic header. Here's that man we were talking about, Akanji. Little give and go here with Zuba. Comes back to Fabian Shah. He's got Barami on his right-hand side. Barami inside his own half. Runs 10 yards to his right. Gives it to Lichtsteiner. Lichtsteiner pass forward. That is very easily cut out by Alexander Kolarov. Kolarov takes it up towards the halfway line. Matic now sliding the pass through. Kolarov was going to chase, decided to give it up because he wasn't going to get there. And Switzerland are able to try and build again with Akanji's seeing a lot of the ball as well as doing his defensive work. He's getting on the ball a lot.
Yeah, Switzerland have dominated possession, 58% they've had so far, and it's the back three of Barami, Shah and Akanji that have dominated it. They just need to have better possession further up the field. I think Serbia will be happy with Switzerland having the ball, just passing it around the back.
Shah gives it to Shaqiri. Now Shaqiri's come a little deeper to try and get Switzerland moving. He curls the ball all the way from right to left and finds Akanji. Misplaced pass this time. Jamaili couldn't control, but then Matic's ball is no good to Milinkovic-Savic, and Switzerland have it again. Brazil 2-0 winners against Costa Rica earlier on today, topping this group on, well, not at the moment actually, with Serbia ahead. They will take themselves to 6. Brazil will be on 4, Switzerland on 1, and Costa Rica out on 0. Shaqiri into Zuba. Zuba wants it back. Shaqiri can't give it to him, so gives it to Akanji instead. Lots and lots of Swiss possession. Xhaka floating this one into the penalty area. Rodriguez was waiting for it. Tadic back there, attracting well, knocks it behind for the Swiss corner.
No, Tadic did well. He had to stay with the run of Rodriguez. That's the third time he's got forward, Rodriguez. He's going to provide the width on this left-hand side for Switzerland.
20 minutes to go in the first half then in Kaliningrad. Serbia 1, Switzerland 0. Switzerland scored from a set piece against Brazil. The close range Zuba header. Rodriguez's ball in. Akanji is there, but it was an awkward run for him. He's headed it wide. It was low. It was slightly behind him. He would have done very well to get that on target.
Yeah, it was a weak header from Akanji. He has been impressive so far in this game, the young centre-back. You just feel with Switzerland that they are massively in this game. They're a good team. They like to keep possession of the ball. You can see there being more goals in this game.
Very settled team. 17 of this squad played at the Euros 2 years ago. 14 of them were all together for Brazil 2014. Akanji just makes a rare mistake there, but he gets away with it because Fabian Shah was alongside him. Shaqiri is tackled very strongly by Tosic on the halfway line, but it was a good tackle. It was ball and man, and Kolarov spots a bit of space to go steaming into. As he does so, he goes flying past a big Serbian flag, which is held in the front row of the stands away to his left. Milivojevic wants support. He was in a real tight pocket of space there, but he's worked it well. Kostic goes down, picks himself up again, and Serbia have the ball with their centre-back Tosic. Tosic plays it across to Milenkovic. Now to Ivanovic, who just decides to go first time, high and long with his left foot. Headed away by Kanji. Xhaka was at full stretch and was tackled too strongly by Milivojevic, says our referee Felix Breich. And so that is a free kick to Switzerland.
Well, Milivojevic thought he'd just have a little nibble there on Xhaka. He actually wins the ball, but he follows through with the trailing leg. Not seen anything yet of Seferovic or Jamali as an attacking threat for Switzerland. They need to get the centre forward and the number 10 Jamali in on the ball a little bit more.
Yeah, this is what the Swiss fans, I mean, we had lunch, Chris Sutton and I, with a couple of Swiss fans ahead of the Brazil game, and we were talking about their options up front. They weren't big fans of Seferovic. He was the guy who was getting booed actually by his own fans in the second leg of the World Cup playoff against Northern Ireland. Missed a couple of chances in that game. They got so frustrated with him. Here's Shaqiri on the right-hand side. Shaqiri's low ball in. That's a good one to Zuba. Zuba's first touch just a little too far ahead of him. Tosic and Kolarov deal with the danger. Tosic clears. Lichtsteiner slides in. It deflects off him, and it's out for the throw. Second half of the Brazil game, a young striker called Bril Embolo came on, 21-year-old from Schalke, who's very raw, sort of gangly, lanky, pacey runner, but when he goes through on goal, you're never entirely sure what he's going to do with it. They've also got Mario Gavranovic, who scored lots of goals in the Croatian top division last season, and Josip Drmic of Borussia Mönchengladbach. You're not missing any action at the moment because Luka Milivojevic is down with an injury. Caught one on the back of his right calf, so he's just getting the water and the spray and the treatment. Serbia have time to take a little breather. We're coming up to the half-hour mark. They lead 1-0, Phil. They've looked. I mean, Mitrovic has scored the goal. He's looked good. They look dangerous down the flanks, don't they? But it's, again, watching Switzerland, you just feel, right, how are they going to break Serbia down?
Well, that's the problem for Switzerland. They've actually kept really good possession. They've dominated possession up until the final third, and then you look at the final third, apart from Rodriguez getting down the left-hand side or Lichtsteiner down the right, they've got no threat up front. They've got no speed up front, and I just wonder whether the manager will look at that as the game keeps progressing, because they need to keep threatening in behind.
Nigeria 2, Iceland 0. Was the middle game this afternoon, as Mark Chapman was saying. Makes things very interesting for the final round of games in Group D. Croatia are through on 6 points. Nigeria have 3. Iceland 1, Argentina 1. Argentina have to win that final game against Nigeria and hope that Iceland don't beat Croatia. So there's still a chance for Argentina, but you imagine that Croatia might rest a few. So Lionel Messi and co could be in a spot of bother. You'll hear it in full on 5 Live. This is a nice move. Suba for Switzerland flicks it into the area. Chance, good save down to his right-hand side. It was Jamali with the flick, and Vladimir Stojkovic does the business there for Serbia. Low to his right, got a big hand to it, and palms it behind for a corner.
No, it was good play from Switzerland. It was Zuba that played the ball in behind Milinkovic. I think Jamali's got to score. That's the second chance he's had for Switzerland, Jamali. He's got to get better contact on it, but it was a good save from Stojkovic.
Jumped and went with his right foot there. I wondered whether he might have been able to try and thump it with the left. We'll concentrate on that in a second. Corner for Switzerland, trailing Serbia 1-0 to the far post, and headed over the bar by Fabian Schär, one of the Swiss centre-backs. But that definitely the best chance of the game.
It was, and it's the first time we've seen actually somebody running behind. It was Zuba on this left-hand side, just cuts in, just plays the ball in behind Milinkovic. He didn't get any kind of contact on the ball. He just tried to help it on there. It was a good save, easy save for Stojkovic. It was a good height.
Yeah, a bit more power on that, and I think Stojkovic might have struggled to save it. He's all in yellow this evening. He's had his 3rd World Cup for Serbia. Went to Germany 2006, didn't get a game. Made 3 starts in 2010 in South Africa, when Serbia were last at the World Cup, and actually saved a Lukas Podolski penalty in a 1-0 win against Germany. But Serbia didn't get out of the group that time. At the moment, the way things are standing, they are heading out of the group with a game to spare, having come into the competition as the lowest ranked team in this group. They lead Switzerland 1-0. Barami plays the ball back to Rodriguez. Rodriguez under pressure from Tadic. Plays to Schär. Schär to Jan Sommer, with the dark socks pulled high over his knees, white boots like the rest of the Swiss team, clips it away to the left-hand side. Rodriguez is tackled by Ivanovic, and the Swiss manager almost got one in the chops there as Ivanovic swung his foot through the ball and knocks it out for a throw.
There's no nonsense. Ivanovic, you saw him play in the Premier League for number of years. He was brilliant for Chelsea when they had all their success. Right back, centre back, he was no nonsense, he was aggressive. Now obviously this will be his last tournament. He'll want to go out on a high.
34 years old, won 3 Premier Leagues, 3 FA Cups, the Champions League, and scored the winning goal in the Europa League final as well in 9 years. That is some career for Branislav Ivanovic, and that is a really good ball to Xherdan Shaqiri, who plays it into the edge of the area. Jemaili clips it back across goal towards the far post. Eventually it ends up with Stojkovic, but I don't know what Jemaili was doing. I thought he was just going to put his foot through it and shoot, and it just smashed it right across the box.
Well, it opened up for him. You think to yourself, just pull the trigger with your left foot. He's got his head in his hands because he opted just to chip it outside of the area back towards Seferovic. For that from Jemaili.
Yeah, got that wrong. He's the man who's had the chances for Switzerland. Fabian Schär takes a risk, gets away with it. Almost put the ball in the path of Kostic there. Schär back to his goalkeeper, Jan Sommer. Sommer clears with his right foot. Nemanja Matic heads it straight up in the air. Seferovic jumps. Nowhere near the ball though. Milivojevic clears, and Fabian Schär is caught by a high foot there, and referee Felix Bryce just has a decision to make here. Foot was high by Milinkovic Savic. He gets a yellow card, Phil Neville.
Yeah, it was for that. It was Schär that was looking to clear it. As he clears it, the foot is high from Milinkovic Savic. He just follows through Schär into the studs of the Serbian number 10. Just follows through, tries to clear the ball, studs on the bottom of the foot. That's a sore one.
Yeah. Yellow card for Milinkovic Savic. Serbia 1, Switzerland 0. 12 minutes remaining in the first half on BBC Radio 5 Live. First commentary for you tomorrow. Belgium, Tunisia. Switzerland have lost the ball here, and Mitrovic, that's an awful pass. Gives it straight back, and Schär brings it forward, and that's I was going to say it's a poor ball. I hadn't seen Rodriguez on the left hand side. Rodriguez has it, brings it infield onto his right foot, not his favoured boot. Xhaka with the outside of his left foot. That's a nice pass to Shaqiri. Quickly takes a touch, whips the cross in, and Stojkovic claims it, with Steven Zuber lurking behind him, looking for the far post header.
Well, Switzerland are on top because Serbia keep giving the ball away needlessly. Ball comes out to Shaqiri on that left hand side. He tries to whip it in. Switzerland, you can just see, are just building confidence, building momentum. They're threatening. There's enough in this game for Switzerland to think they've got a chance.
Mitrovic jumps and wins a header. Kostic flicks the ball over his head on the volley on the left foot, but only Lichtsteiner is there for Switzerland. Back to his goalkeeper, Sommer. Sommer slightly gets underneath the clearance. Kolarov reads it, runs in front of Shaqiri to win it, gives it to Kostic. Kostic wide again to Kolarov. Kolarov down the line. That's asking a bit much of Kostic this time, and it runs behind for the goal kick. So 1 o'clock tomorrow, we're going to be in the Spartak Stadium for Belgium, Tunisia. In fact, funny enough, Phil, I'm going to be doing it for Radio 5 Live, and I think you're going to be in the commentary box next door, aren't you? Because you're doing it for television tomorrow.
Yeah, looking forward to it. I think Belgium didn't play well in the first game. Looking forward to see if they can play better as a team rather than as individuals in that game. Big group that for England as well. Yeah.
South Korea, Mexico, 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, and then the defending champions Germany, Sweden, again in full on 5 Live at 7 o'clock tomorrow evening. Matic. Shaqiri bounces off him. Matic holds off Barami, thinks he's won a throw, he hasn't. Felix Bryce disabuses him of that notion, points the other way. And so Switzerland will have a throw inside their own half on the right-hand side. 10 minutes remaining in the first half in Kaliningrad, where England will play Belgium next week, potentially to decide who wins the group, but let's wait and see. Belgium, Tunisia tomorrow, England against Panama on Sunday. Switzerland have conceded a free kick here. In a dangerous position, good attacking position for Serbia. Mitrovic is causing them real problems, actually. The foul was on him, and it's Fabian Schär who's just come into the back of him. Free kick or not, that, Phil?
No, it's a free kick. I think Schär struggled with the physicality of Mitrovic. He was at fault for the goal. Mitrovic beat him in the air. Crosses are going to be a problem for Switzerland. There's another free kick they've given away where they can put it into the box and put pressure on.
Free kick then. Left-hand side for Serbia as they're attacking. Couple of yards shy of the penalty area. And Kolarov is going to swing it in with his left foot, having scored that wonderful free kick in the first game against Costa Rica. Got a close-up at the moment of his heavily tattooed right arm. Felix Bryce has spotted a little bit of argy-bargy in the penalty area. Mitrovic, of course, involved. He's cut that out. Kolarov concentrates, then gets the free kick into the box, headed away. Tadic is waiting, chests it down, hits the right-footed half volley straight at Sommer, who makes a comfortable save. Had that gone either side of him, that was hit at pace, Phil.
No, it was good technique from Tadic because he was weaker right foot. Normally, left-footed Tadic likes to cut on in his left. Caught us all by surprise. Straight at Sommer, though, quite comfortable.
Ball played down the line here to Rodriguez for Switzerland, trailing Serbia 1-0. And again, if Serbia win and go through, Switzerland in the last game would need to beat Costa Rica. Probably fancy their chances of doing that, but they would also need Brazil to lose to Serbia. They would need Serbia to do them a favour. Brazil obviously will have something to play for to try and go through into the last 16. So Switzerland have to get back in this game. Lose tonight, and you think that might be it for them.
I'd love to know how many touches Seferovic has had, because I can't remember him actually touching the ball. We've never mentioned him at all in the game so far.
Funny thing is, Phil, when they've gone through and had their chances through the middle, he's drifted out, and Zhemaili's got into the position where you think he might have been.
Well, that's where he should be, a centre-forward playing on the shoulder. They need more from him, Switzerland.
8 minutes left in the first half. Serbian fans jeering Swiss possession at the moment. We've seen lots of Swiss possession in the first half. A couple of chances for Zhemaili, not being able to take them. Akanji plays it wide to Rodriguez, back onto his right foot, gets that cross in. Seferovic is there, it's over his head. Shaqiri's going to collect it just outside the box on the right. A little bit of skill from him and then goes down. Claims he's been pushed in the face. And the ball goes behind harmlessly for a goal kick. And Alexander Mitrovic just makes his point and says, come on, get up.
Now, we've seen this a lot in the World Cup. There's a little bit of a shoulder charge there. I didn't see much contact. It was a 50-50. Players have been going down too much in this World Cup, from what I've seen so far.
I couldn't agree with you more, Phil. And also, FIFA don't seem to be doing too much about it. I mean, Neymar not booked today for the penalty that got reversed, and it's just one of those things that, I don't know, they just seem to be... Players will get blown up for it, but they won't get cautioned for it.
No, we've not seen any yellow cards for any kind of diving, and we've seen a lot of diving. The left back for France, I think Hernandez in the first game against Australia dived a lot.
Pepe, the outrageous one.
He dives every game.
Shaqiri goes down, free kick. Yellow card as well. Milivojevic is right in the referee's face and says, how on earth can you make that decision? Well, I have, I'm in charge. And Milivojevic gets booked. So 2 Serbian players on the yellow card. The only one who's in danger of missing the last game, which won't be a massive issue if they win this one though, is Branislav Ivanovic, who got booked in the first game. Mitrovic and Shaqiri. Do you know what? That's carrying on, isn't it, Phil? That's carrying on from the bit where Shaqiri went down a couple of minutes ago.
Yeah, Shaqiri's not happy with the referee because he didn't get the foul. I think he feels if there's a little bit of harsh treatment. We spoke about the game, about the political situation with Shaqiri and the flags on his boots. I just wonder whether Mitrovic has took a point to that. Yeah,
I think you're right, because Mitrovic actually ahead of the game did talk about it and said, well, why doesn't he go and play for Kosovo then if he's got the Kosovo flag on the back of the right heel? Kosovo recognised by FIFA a couple of years ago. So that little undercurrent we were talking about possibly just starting to bubble away between Shaqiri and Mitrovic, neither of whom are backward in coming forward. 5 minutes remaining in the first half. Serbia leading Switzerland 1-0 through the early Mitrovic header. That goal coming in the 5th minute. And here comes Switzerland with Akanji, 40 yards out, left-footed ball, back across the half to Xhaka. Xhaka looking for an option. You only see red shirts in front of him. Oh, this runs nicely to Shaqiri. Can't quite get the shot away. Goes flying up in the air and over and looking for another free kick. Not going to get that one. And again, this time, one of the Serbian defenders has a little word with our friend Xherdan Shaqiri.
I think he's been targeted, Shaqiri. 1, because he's a good player, and 2, because of what we spoke about before. But every time he gets the ball in that little pocket in behind the defenders, he looks a threat.
Kanji's got it all wrong with a left-footed cross that he's just ballooned miles over the crossbar and behind for a goal kick. His manager Vladimir Petkovic encourages him, applauds him for getting forward and trying to get that ball in. Couple of half chances for the Swiss. Both have fallen to Blerim Zhemaili, who plays in the number 10 role for them, but neither of them entirely convincing finishes. Now Stojkovic was kissing the ball before, now he's talking to the ball before he takes a goal kick. So goalkeepers as ever an interesting breed. Mitrovic brings that ball down out of the sky. It's rolled into Tadic. Tadic into the Swiss penalty area, onto that left foot, drags it back onto the right, crosses into the far post, and Kostic wasn't quite able to get there in time, but Kostic has it now, gives it to Matic. Matic into the box on the left-hand side, fires into the near post. Sommer goes flying, palms it away, and that will go out for a Serbian throw.
Yeah, there's a touch on it from Sommer because Matic fires it across the 6-yard box. Mitrovic is definitely a threat. You see Sarr really close to him at all times. Sommer just gets a little flick on it.
Going to be the long throw from Branislav Ivanovic. I'm pretty confident in saying this won't be the somersault and then throw. I think we're just going to get a very straightforward throw from a no-nonsense Serbian defender. It is launched long into the penalty area, headed up in the air by Mitrovic, of course, who else? And it bounces harmlessly onto the roof of the net. I've enjoyed watching Mitrovic this evening. It's funny, isn't it, Phil? We were talking about this on the way to the ground tonight. Some players who, I know he's done well for Fulham second half of the season, but sometimes you watch in the Premier League, don't do the business, get the national shirt on, and suddenly they become 10 foot tall. Tadic, right-hand side, cross-blocked, and behind for a Serbian corner.
Well, I think that's the effect of the World Cup. People come here, they're inspired, they're in the shot window, they're obviously looking for big moves. Tadic down this right-hand side, I think, has been impressive. He's caused problems defensively for Rodriguez.
Yeah, they're solid, Serbia. They haven't had as much of the ball, but they've got that lovely Milivojevic, Matic protection in front of the back four. Dangerous wide men in Tadic and Kostic, and Mitrovic seems inspired at the World Cup. They lead 1-0. Barami and Milenkovic with a little bit of push and shove that the referee has a word about before this corner. 2 minutes remaining in the first half. Tadic holds his right arm in the air, left-footed corner. Oh, everyone misses it. Hits Matic at the far post, off his thigh, behind and wide for a goal kick to Switzerland. Could so easily have been 2 for Serbia.
Well, I think Tosic has got a score there. He's absolutely free in the air. He comes flying through everyone. Just totally misses the ball.
Oh,
totally misses the ball. I don't know if he thought that the ball was going to be headed by Matic, but he just, an absolute glaring miss in front of Sommer in the 6-yard box and just misses the ball completely.
Fantastic opportunity for Duško Tosic. Eyes must have just widened there, saw the goal in front of him. As Phil says, probably took his eyes off it. And it remains Serbia 1, Switzerland 0. Coming into the last minute of the first half here in Kaliningrad, as Milinkovic-Savic plays it wide to Kostic. Tadic pops up on the left-hand side, looks for the runner. Kostic runs straight into Lichtsteiner. Both players go down, no free kick given.
Now there's a smile on Alexander Kolarov there. He knows that he run into the experienced Lichtsteiner. Lichtsteiner was actually beating behind. He just put his body there, used all his experience just to block the run of Kolarov.
Switzerland have it again, trailing 1-0 as it stands. Serbia heading through to the last 16 tonight. Jemaili for Switzerland, bringing the ball forward, across the halfway line. Zuba to Shaqiri. Shaqiri, little pocket of space for him, 40 yards out. Slides it wide left to Rodriguez. Rodriguez cuts infield. Rodriguez, ball to the edge of the area. Jemaili tries to hold the defender off and play it back. Does do so, but the move has lost a little bit of momentum. Akanji across to Barami. Barami finds Fabian Schär, and again Schär looks up and just sees red shirt of Serbia positioned in front of him as Switzerland try and find a way through. Heading towards added time at the end of the first half on 5 Live. Serbia 1, Switzerland 0. Zuba trying to thread one through to Shaqiri. Couldn't find a path through. 2 minutes of added time at the end of the first half. Mitrovic shoulder to shoulder with Akanji. Ball is played forward here for Milinkovic-Savic to chase. But as it was played forward, it was Ivanovic who was caught, and Serbia get the free kick just inside their own half.
Yeah, he was fouled by Barami. It was Mitrovic and Akanji that was going for a 50-50, and then Ivanovic comes in, and as he plays it down the line, Barami just goes in with his foot, just clips the bottom of the sole of Barami. They're both going for the ball. Referee, good decision, play on.
So 90 seconds remaining. Tosic throws it forward here, nodded down well, and hit by Tadic, which goes flying over the upright. Goodness me, he struck that well with his left foot. Looking forward to seeing the replay there, Phil, this replay from the keeper's point of view. Lovely little nod down. Oof, blimey, that was close.
No, it was a good knockdown from Milinkovic-Savic, and Tadic, who'd come inside because Savic was outside him. His technique, he's got fantastic technique. Dusan Tadic just couldn't quite keep it down.
Serbia 1, Switzerland 0. Jemaili jumps for a header inside the Serbian half. Shaqiri thought that was going to run to him. It didn't. Kostic got there first. Gives it to Kolarov. Kolarov to Matic. Lichtsteiner in. Caught by Matic. Oh, and he's hurt. Gosh, very theatrical tumbling from Lichtsteiner. 3 or 4 big rolls. Yellow card given to Nemanja Matic, who's chuckling away, possibly at the reaction from Lichtsteiner. 3rd yellow card of the half for Serbia. But pretty theatrical in terms of the reaction.
Just a little bit. I mean, there was only a little bit of contact. Matic was going for the ball there. Lichtsteiner got there first, and then he was 4 somersaults and a pirouette. Then afterwards,
Rodriguez floating it forward here, beyond Zuba, headed away by Milenkovic. Ivanovic stretches over on the right-hand side, and that is it in Kaliningrad for the first half. Alexander Mitrovic crosses himself 3 times. He's the hero for Serbia so far this evening, because as things stand, Phil Neville, they are heading through to the last 16, and this is interesting, isn't it? Shaqiri and Mitrovic. Mitrovic, as soon as the whistle blew, went looking for Shaqiri, and a heated conversation continues. That will be worth keeping an eye on second half.
Yeah, there's obviously, they're just actually shaking hands. It was after the incident on that right-hand side. Good that they're shaking hands. Let's just get on with the game.
There we go then, Mitrovic's goal. He's been really fired up this evening. He's caused all sorts of problems for the Swiss centre-backs. He scored in the 5th minute, and it's down to Switzerland now second half to try and do something about it. Half-time in Kaliningrad is Serbia 1, Switzerland 0. Because the cart horse, in inverted commas, I presume, is coming off. We've seen Gavranovic, here he is, number 18, is warming up. It must be number 9, Phil. It is number 9, yeah. Haris Seferovic comes off. So he started 9 out of the 10 qualifiers for Switzerland. Top scorer with 4 goals. Not a big hit with the fans. They need to offer something more up front, don't they, Phil? Now, this guy is a different type of striker. Shorter, stockier, quicker. They're going to have to play slightly differently into him. But 24 goals in the Croatian top division last season. They had to do something.
They had to do something. He has to do something really quick, or else they'll be out the tournament. You know, it was a position where they need more threat up front. The two centre-backs, Tosic and Milenkovic, have had it so easy. He has to now start running in behind and causing a threat.
Yeah, I think that's what Gavranovic will do. And kick-off. Oh, I thought you'd blown the whistle again to start the game again. Kick-off has been taken by Serbia. We are underway in the second half. BBC Radio 5 Live at the World Cup. The head coach of the England women's team, Phil Neville, sitting alongside me. And we're watching the action in Kaliningrad. Serbia 1, Switzerland 0. Serbia win takes them through to the last 16. And it also means big trouble for Switzerland. They would need to beat Costa Rica, but also hope that Serbia beats Brazil as well. And as you said, Phil, right ahead of this game, it's why the second games are so crucial, because Switzerland have done brilliantly to get a point off Brazil, but lose this one and suddenly it's almost over.
Yeah, I always think the second games are the best games, because you know what you've got to do. You either got to go for it or you've got to shut up shop, and Switzerland have got to go for it in this second half. There's no way they can sit back.
Well, it's Serbia who have it at the moment. Their goal scorer, Alexander Mitrovic, lays it off to Tadic. Mitrovic is going to get involved again, steps in strongly, took it off Barami. Switzerland clear up to the halfway line. I'll get you through the two teams again in just a second. Haris Seferovic, by the way, and it is very unfair we're calling him a cart horse. That was a little joke of ours from the game against Brazil. He's obviously a far better player than that, but he had 5 touches, Phil, in the first half.
Oh, we said just before half-time that we hadn't even mentioned him in commentary. I can't remember the last time he touched it. 5 touches for a centre-forward. That's really disappointing.
Shaqiri has it for Switzerland on the right-hand side. Kostic did well to stay with him. Stretches out a left leg, clears the ball. And here is Granit Xhaka. Plays it back to the centre-back Manuel Akanji. Shaqiri comes running across the field, takes on Ivanovic. Shaqiri's wide left at the moment, rolls his left foot over the ball. They double up on him. Tadic gets in, makes the challenge. And they need a big second half from Xherdan Shaqiri as well.
They need a massive second half from him. I think you'll see him coming more central to try and influence the game a little bit more.
So let's see what Gavranovic can do in this second half. He joined Dinamo Zagreb in January, so he scored 15 goals for Rijeka in the first half of the season in Croatia last season. Moved to Dinamo Zagreb, scored 9 more. They won the title, and he got the winner in the cup final as well. So he's a man who comes to this tournament in form, full of confidence. Shaqiri on the ball, plays it in to Zuba. Just a poor first touch from Zuba, rolls over his left foot, and it's cleared away by Serbia. But Switzerland have started this second half positively. They have to. because their place at Russia 2018 is under threat. Not mathematically out if they lose this game tonight, but you think it would be very unlikely. Not necessarily that they would beat Costa Rica, but that Serbia would go on and beat Brazil. You never know, though. Serbia 1, Switzerland 0. All Switzerland in terms of possession started this second half. They're in white shirts, red numbers on their backs. Akanji slips over. Lots and lots of rain before this game in Kaliningrad. Pitch has played absolutely fine, though. No complaints there. And Switzerland have Jan Sommer in goal, Stefan Lichtsteiner at right back. They're playing the ball forward into the box here, and Steven Zuber's got onto it, tries to get it back to Gravanovic, couldn't find him, and Milivojevic is able to clear. That is a poor clearance, though. The flag was up anyway for an offside, I think. Serbia will get the free kick. So Switzerland, Sommer in goal, Lichtsteiner, Fabian Schär, Manuel Akanji and Ricardo Rodriguez are the fullbacks. Valon Barami and Granit Xhaka in front of them. Xherdan Shaqiri, Blerim Gemaili, who had Switzerland's best chances in the first half, couldn't take them, and Steven Zuber, who plays for Hoffenheim, scored against Brazil in the first game with a close-range header. He plays wide left, and we've now got Mario Gavranovic up front through the middle for Switzerland. Mitrovic again gets onto a long ball, controls it, Schär's in on him, slides in, and Serbia get the throw.
Oh, he's been a real central figure, Mitrovic. Every time a long ball has either come from a cross or a long ball from the back, he's always been there to take it on his chest.
Give you the Serbia team in a second. I mean, the easy, obvious comparison to make is, if Mitrovic was in a white shirt playing up front for Switzerland, they'd be doing a lot better. Shaqiri floating a pass, left-footed, out to Zuber. Zuber did well to cushion a little header to Rodriguez. Rodriguez works it onto his right foot, sort of cross-come shot, slices it badly, and it's behind for a goal kick.
Oh, poor from Rodriguez. He had a good opportunity to whip it in with his left foot, cut back on his right foot. He said, take the extra pass. Shaqiri was inside, just lofted it into the box and out for a throw-in.
Vladimir Stojkovic is Serbia's goalkeeper. Back four of Ivanovic, Milenkovic, Dusko Tosic and Alexander Kolarov, the skipper, who's about to take a throw from the left-back position. Milivojevic and Nemanja Matic as the midfield two. Tadic, Milinkovic-Savic and Kostic. And Kostic and Tadic have offered a real threat on both flanks for Serbia in the game so far, with Alexander Mitrovic, the goal scorer, through the middle. Milivojevic, Matic and Milinkovic-Savic all picking up yellow cards in the first half. 5 minutes gone, second half. Serbia 1, Switzerland 0. Jan Sommer with a slightly risky ball out of defence. Kolarov read it, got to it first, and the ball comes off his shins and out for a Switzerland throw on the right-hand side, which Lichtsteiner gets ready to take. Goes long down the touchline. Barami tries to win a tackle. Kolarov nods it forward here. Milinkovic-Savic chases, does get his pass away to Tadic. Tadic with work to do here. Chased by Xhaka, does it well though, lays it off to Mitrovic. Good turn into Milinkovic-Savic, back to Mitrovic, couldn't get the shot away. It's not behind for the corner. He's having a fabulous game, Mitrovic.
No, he's been a real threat. It was good defending from Akanji because Tadic and Mitrovic just linked up. Tadic comes inside, plays a little slide pass through. Just slide pass through to Mitrovic, tries to pirouette on the ball. Akanji covers round well.
Yeah, pirouette, the perfect word to describe that. Trying to use the right foot just to spin on the ball and set it up for the left foot shot. Phil Neville watching the action with us. This game is in Kaliningrad tonight. Serbia 1, Switzerland 0. Ivanovic is more than closely marked. He's tightly hugged inside the penalty area as Dusan Tadic gets ready to take this corner for Serbia. Away swinger with the left foot, and Mitrovic is up again, heads it over the bar, winning every single ball in the air.
Every single ball he's won. It was just lofted into the box from Tadic, and he climbs above Lichtsteiner. I think he's fired up for this game, Mitrovic.
He's in that sort of unplayable mode, isn't he, at the moment, Phil? He looks really, really good. Now then, Switzerland attacking hard down the left-hand side. Zuber with it, plays the ball back to Shaqiri, who shoots. Great block. Really good block from Kolarov. Then another strike. Oh, what a hit! What an amazing goal from Granit Xhaka with his left foot. Goes tearing away in celebration. It was a shot to nothing, really, 25 yards out. He's hit it like a rocket for the equaliser for Switzerland, and it's game on in Kaliningrad. Serbia 1, Switzerland 1. That is a special strike from Granit Xhaka.
Well, what a counter-attack from Switzerland. They were defending at the other end. Mitrovic had the header. It come up to the Switzerland end. Shaqiri has the first shot. It rebounds into the path of Granit Xhaka on that left-hand side, outside the box, 25 yards out. he just rifles it past Stojkovic. Stojkovic was wrong-footed. I think he was caught by surprise there, the Serbian goalkeeper.
Oh, he's hit that so well, Granit Xhaka. You see Stojkovic widening his eyes there. Defender dives in front of him, curling away from him all the time. And then there was some sort of butterfly celebration from Granit Xhaka. I mean, actually, Phil, you said it in the first half. Can't give him room to shoot. That broke nicely for him. He can really hit a ball, can't he?
Well, he deceived the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper thought he was going for power, but he put whip and power on the ball and just bent it into the bottom right-hand corner. What a strike from Xhaka. Now it's game on.
Right, if this game ends as a draw, Brazil will be top of the group after their win today on 4 points. Serbia will be on 4 points, and Switzerland will get themselves to 2 points. So it would mean that Switzerland would still need to beat Costa Rica in their last game, and what they would want is a win for either team in the game between Brazil and Serbia, because if Switzerland won and that other game ended as a draw, we're going to have all 3 teams on 5 points. But the other point to make is we've got a long way to go in the second half. Anyone's game now, Phil Neville.
Well, Switzerland have come out of the trap in the second half. I think the change has helped. It was a brilliant counter-attack from Switzerland. Serbia now need to up the game again.
I think Shaqiri might have scored had Kolarov not blocked there. I think that was heading in.
Yeah, it was good defending from Kolarov.
Long ball now from Lichtsteiner through the middle, and Gavranovic will chase, and Zuba will as well, and neither of them was sure who was going to get it, and actually it's gone all the way through to Vladimir Stojkovic. So, Friday night, BBC Radio 5 Live. Serbia 1, Switzerland 1. Bumper weekend of sport on 5 Live and 5 Live Sports Extra. 6 World Cup commentaries coming your way, including England on Sunday. 1 o'clock kickoff against Panama. Here's Kolarov. Ball to Milinkovic-Savic. Wide to Kolarov, who was standing outside the touchline, put his foot back over the touchline to keep the ball in play. And Switzerland hunting in packs now. And here's Jamaili. Lays it off to Shaqiri. I think we've got a really good second half in prospect here, Phil.
Yeah, Switzerland have got the tails up. They're hunting in packs now. 4 or 5 men around every single ball. Serbia just need to get hold of the ball and get some kind of control back.
So 6 World Cup commentaries over the weekend. 3rd test between South Africa and England. South Africa already won the series 2-0. 5th ODI in the cricket between England and Australia. And the French Grand Prix this weekend as well. By the way, 5 Live's Formula 1 will be on from 9:30 this evening after the football. Jenny Gow and the team ahead of the French Grand Prix this weekend. All the details of all the events on the website and the BBC Sport app. Serbia 1, Switzerland 1. Matic striding away. Barami sticks with him. Matic wins the free kick. He was double teamed there by the Swiss players. And Felix Breisch, our referee, says, well, one of you fouled him. So that's a free kick to Serbia. Felix Breisch is enjoying that whistle, isn't he? Gave that a good 3 or 4 shrill blast just to move the free kick a couple of yards back. And Tadic stands over the ball.
This will go straight in. They've been dangerous from all set pieces in this game so far.
Looking for Mr. Mitrovic, I'm sure. Here's Tadic, chips it in to the area. Headed down, bounces easily for Jan Sommer to come and collect, who ties his long brown hair back with a thin white black band around his forehead. Xhaka, fantastic strike for the goal. Good pass as well to Gavranovic. Closed down by Tadic, takes the ball off him. And it's out for a Swiss throw left-hand side. Just has a different feel to it now, this. Early in the second half. Serbia 1, Switzerland 1. Ricardo Rodriguez, Switzerland's left back, comes forward to take this throw. Level with the edge of the penalty area. Looking for an option here. In towards Gavranovic. Good layoff to Zuba. Zuba turns out again and comes back to Xhaka. Xhaka across the pitch to Fabian Schär. Schär up towards the edge of the box. Lichtsteiner trying to take it on the turn. Tosic almost ran past the ball there. Gets the final touch. And it's out for a Swiss throw. Just get the feeling that the Swiss sense they have the momentum, that this is the moment possibly in the game to try and get themselves ahead. Another throw for Switzerland.
They look full of confidence. They're on the front foot every time a Serbia player gets the ball. Switzerland are pressing. They're playing with more intensity, more belief, more confidence.
Went behind against Brazil and pulled it back. Went behind tonight and has got a goal back. I don't often like to say that Chris Sutton gets things right, but he has been saying we've been writing Switzerland off too readily. Here's Shaqiri on the right-hand side. Ball back to Lichtsteiner. Lichtsteiner to Shaqiri. He also looks in the mood now. On the dribble, left-footed curler. Oh, he clicks the outside of the post and behind for the goal kick. Oh, he was centimetres away from another fabulous goal.
Wow, that would have been goal of the tournament so far, that from Shaqiri. Just turns and strikes it, bends it with his left foot. Stojkovic was absolutely beaten.
Classic Shaqiri stuff there. You can just picture it. Short, stocky little figure on the turn. It sat up beautifully for him. Lovely curl on the ball, just clipping the outside of the post. Swiss looking the better team at the moment. 13 minutes played in the second half. Here's Shaqiri. Matic trying to stay with him. Much taller man leans over him. Shaqiri goes down. The referee thought about playing the advantage. Then he gives the free kick. Barami also down. Valon Barami playing in his 4th World Cup, but it's Stefan Lichtsteiner, his captain tonight, who's making a 9th World Cup finals appearance, which is a record for a Swiss player. Switzerland and Serbia, you think possibly battling for one place in the last 16, with Brazil also in this group. I guess you never know. Brazil-Serbia is one of the final games in the group. Here comes Serbia now down the left. Kolarov couldn't get to the pass. Fabian Schär has it. He's strong there. He holds off Kostic, plays the ball forward, but it's intercepted by Matic. Matic almost gives that away. Got it back to Tosic. And Tosic on to Milenkovic on a knife edge at the moment. Half an hour to play. Serbia 1, Switzerland 1. Tadic stoops to control the ball with his chest. Milivojevic floats the diagonal onto the chest here of Kostic, just outside the area. Crosses in towards the far post. Mitrovic attacks it. That's a foul. Little shove from the centre forward. Free kick for Switzerland.
Yeah, you can see he lifted both of his arms, put him in the back of Akanji. Simon Kostic got the ball on that left hand side. He was the best bit of play from Serbia in this half so far. They got a few passes together. We're seeing a tackle from Kolarov on Shaqiri where he followed through on the touchline that the referee just waved play on. Shaqiri's not happy at all.
Ball is back with Jan Sommer. He's being chased by Mitrovic. Just got caught on the back of the heels there, so I don't know whether he was aiming for the Swiss flag on one heel or the Kosovan flag on the other heel, but he definitely got one of them. Free kick for Switzerland here, and Milinkovic-Savic can't believe it. He thought he was fouled as he was chesting the ball down. He's an interesting footballer to watch. He's a big man, Milinkovic-Savic, isn't he?
He is, gangly.
Yeah.
Lazy looking like on the ball. We've not seen much of him in this game.
Xhaka now going long straight through the middle towards Gavranovic, who is offering that threat in behind for Switzerland. He's not done too much in the second half, but Serbia do have to be aware of him. It's made a difference. Kostic has pace down the left-hand side, running at Lichtsteiner. Lichtsteiner just looking at the ball all the time there, and then got his foot in when it was necessary, and it goes out for a goal kick to Switzerland. I imagine you quite admire that little bit of full-back play, Phil Neville.
Well, he's a good player, Lichtsteiner. He's been a good player for Juventus for the last number of years. Experienced, dogged, 1v1 defender, loves to get forward. He's the leader for this Switzerland team.
7 seasons with Juventus, 7 titles. It's not bad. He's off to Arsenal, Stefan Lichtsteiner. Oh, Jan Sommer's taking a risk. Mitrovic right behind him. Sommer's on the dribble. I thought it was Ronaldo for a second there. He was waving his right foot over the ball. Could easily have lost that.
There's a panic there. There's definitely a panic there. We're looking at the goal. I just wonder whether Stojkovic in the goal was wrong-sighted. He didn't really move that much. It was a straight strike. He was wrong-footed. He thought it was going to his right. It went to his left. It was a fantastic strike from Xhaka.
Phil Neville with us on BBC Radio 5 Live. This game also on BBC Television tonight. I believe our commentary is available via the red button if you want it. Also streaming it on the BBC Sport website and app tonight. Serbia 1, Switzerland 1, Brazil 2, Costa Rica 0, Nigeria 2, Iceland 0. Results from earlier on today. And the ball is now back with Fabian Schär coming all the way back to Jan Sommer, who this time very sensibly takes one touch and gets rid and gives it to Schär, who gives it a right good hoof with his right foot, miles in the air, clubs it too long. Zuba can't catch that, and Stojkovic comes over. 62% so far, Phil, in terms of possession for Switzerland.
Well, that's their dominance in the second half. We're nearly 20 minutes into the second half, and it's been all Switzerland so far. They've come out, the change has helped. Granovic has come on, he's threatening him behind, he's got more energy, and Shaqiri now is having an influence as well.
I just wonder what that might mean for the final group game, whether Petkovic will decide the time is come to ditch Seferovic and go with Gavranovic to start in the game against Costa Rica, because if this does end up as a draw, Switzerland still will need to win that game. As the group stands, Brazil on 4, Serbia on 4, Switzerland on 2, and Costa Rica out of the tournament after their defeat to Brazil today. Jan Sommer inside his penalty area, the Swiss keeper, plays it sideways to Manuel Akanji. He's got a lovely languid, casual style about it. Gives it back to Sommer. Mitrovic closes in. Sommer clears with his left foot up the middle of the pitch, just over the head of Zhemaili in the middle of the park. Ends up with Kolarov in the left back position for Serbia. Left-footed curling pass, just stays in play. Kostic tries to take it on the run, knocks it into Shah. Kostic can't believe it. I actually thought that was going to be a Serbian throw. It's been given to Switzerland.
No, that was a Serbia ball. The referee got it wrong there. There's no way in the world that could have been a Swiss ball. It's a good ball down the line from Kolarov.
I do find the number 17 and the number 11 here at the World Cup quite confusing. They're very, very similar. The number 7 looks like a 1. It's just got that little line across. Not the easiest to pick out. We're just having another look again at that decision. Obviously VAR doesn't get involved with throw-ins. I can see lots of the little midges that we were talking about around the England game buzzing around the players' heads here in Kaliningrad. Here's a change. Filip Kostic is coming off. Now he came into the side for Adam Ljajic tonight to start. Ljajic is coming on. He plays his club football for Torino. Wasn't really used in qualifying for Serbia as they made their way to Russia 2018, but has had a decent season for Torino. He's an attacking midfielder. Started the first game against Costa Rica. Just something different for Switzerland to think about.
Well, Serbia have needed to do something different. They need fresh legs on. They need someone that can get hold of the ball and cause Switzerland a few problems, because Switzerland are totally dominating this half. 62% possession so far.
Milivojevic, quick ball forward, finds Tadic. Tadic goes running away to his right. Mitrovic comes towards him, almost lost it, tries to turn. Xhaka's there, takes it off him, plays it to Steven Zuber, who has thick jet black hair and a side parting, closes in on Ivanovic. Ivanovic on the turn, definitely caught there by Gavranovic, and the free kick goes to Serbia. 25 minutes to play, second half. World Cup daily podcast. If you're not listening to it, then do. We've got a big battle, Phil Neville, in the podcast charts between us and Love Island. I don't know if you're aware of that.
Who's winning?
Well, it's neck and neck, but I would guess...
Surely not Love Island.
Well, I would guess you're more of a World Cup daily than a Love Island man, are you?
Love Island for me just doesn't exist in my life.
Okay, good.
Does it in yours?
No, it doesn't, Phil. It doesn't. Our producer Juliet Ferrington on our team.
She's watching it now, I think, isn't she?
Behind us, yeah, during the commentary. Serbia 1, Switzerland 1. So yeah, World Cup Daily Podcast, download it tomorrow morning. Pablo Zabaleta, very good on it this morning. Tadic crossing from the left-hand side. Oh, Mitrovic trying to get the header in between two defenders who seem to be clutching him. Mitrovic thinks he should have a penalty, and the free kick's gone against him. I'd love to see this again, Phil.
No, he was sandwiched. That's a penalty, I'm afraid. Tadic on that left-hand side, putting it into the box. He's got his arms.
Oh my goodness!
Absolutely, it's a rugby tackle. It's a body slam. That's WWF.
That's the Harry Kane against Tunisia thing again. There's two of them, Fabian Schär and Lichtsteiner. Both have their arms around him. They know he's such a threat. Just watch it again here. I mean, Lichtsteiner's got his arms on him. So does Schär. Mitrovic can't jump. He tries to.
Schär's not even looking at the ball. Lichtsteiner's got his arms wrapped on him. Schär's not even looking at the ball. He's just body slammed him to the floor. Poor decision.
How on earth is that not a penalty? How on earth is that a free kick against Serbia? Serbia 1, Switzerland 1. Mitrovic actually put his fingers up, didn't he say? He said two of them. I had two of them on top of me. Well, penalty incidents do get looked at. VAR, the referees sitting in the studio, look at all the goals, the penalty incidents, the sending offs, the cases of mistaken identity. If they thought there was something, they can buzz the referee. They can say to him, I think that needs to be a review. It has to be the referee on the pitch to initiate the review. Nothing given, unless it was given for something else. But from where the free kick was taken, Phil, I thought...
Well, the other thing I can think of is Mitrovic did have his elbow up, but he was being grappled, wrestled to the floor. I don't think we've seen an incident in the World Cup yet from a referee that's actually penalised a defender for grappling with a striker or in the box. Harry Kane is obviously the prime example.
Yeah. Interesting one to be discussed midway through the second half. Serbia 1, Switzerland 1. Long ball forward, good chest out from Mitrovic again. Lays it off to Lajic, his first touch of the game. Kolarov, long way out, curling cross, goes for cross rather than shot there. From sort of Xhaka range, Matic does well, brings it forward. Milinkovic-Savic, wide to Kolarov, low crossing, beats everyone to the far post, and guess who was waiting? Mitrovic, and he just arrived a second too late. Had he been slightly earlier, it would have been an open goal.
No, it was brilliant play from Serbia. Kolarov on this left-hand side, fires it across the 6-yard. I just think Mitrovic maybe just didn't expect it to come across. He pulls off the back of Akanji, and was inches away from Serbia, scoring the second goal.
Radio 5 Live at the World Cup. We're not on the red button tonight, I am told. So if you've been wrestling with the red button for the last 10 minutes thinking, why can't I find it? Blame me, I apologise. We're streaming it on the BBC Sport website, the BBC Sport app, and we're also here on 5 Live for you. Friday night, back in the UK, we're a couple of hours ahead of you here. Serbia 1, Switzerland 1, last game of the day, 6 more World Cup commentaries coming your way this weekend, including England. 1 o'clock Sunday, don't miss it. Full game, 5 Live. John Murray and Chris Waddle in Nizhny Novgorod. Xhaka to Lichtsteiner. Long diagonal ball forward towards the edge of the box. Jemaili jumps. I mean, that is the kind of ball that Seferovic would have liked. Anyway, free kick goes against Jemaili. Free kick Serbia.
Serbia, the last 5 minutes, have probably had the best spell of the second half. They've had a little bit of a control. The game is ebbing and flowing. It's difficult to predict which way the winner will come from.
I went 1-1 in our little predictions league, which Chris Waddle's winning by a country mile. I quite fancy a 1-1 tonight, Phil, but that's purely selfish. 20 minutes to play. Serbia 1, Switzerland 1. Oh, here's a good little line from someone. Xhaka's the only player whose surname begins with X ever to score in the World Cup. X factor. Is that right? Xavi never scored a World Cup goal then. 20 minutes to go. Serbia 1, Switzerland 1. Shaqiri can't keep the ball in play. Throw in for Serbia on the halfway line. So, very tight as the group stands. Brazil will be liking this. 4 points for them, 4 for Serbia, 2 for Switzerland. It's time here, Phil, for managers to be bold, to try and seize it, to try and grab it.
Yeah, I think it's a critical moment now as a manager, because you think to yourself, do I gamble and try and win the game and risk losing, or do I just say, right, we'll just take it right to the last 10 minutes, try and nick a goal, try and get a set piece, particularly if you're Serbia? Difficult.
Serbia in the red shirts, red shorts, red socks, playing right to left in this second half. Missed the last World Cup in Brazil. South Africa 2010 managed to beat Germany in their group, but couldn't get through. Ball is played forward to Tadic. Took that on the turn beautifully, but Akanji was there to block. Akanji's taken a whack in the stomach there. He just bends over for a second. Play continues. Shaqiri gets away from Tosic. He was pulled back there. Yeah, free kick. Felix Bryce spotted it. And Granit Xhaka is the only player whose surname begins with X to score at a World Cup. Confirmed.
Xavi's never scored a goal?
Not at a World Cup finals.
Wow.
Yeah.
For that from Xavi.
Yeah. Disappointing. Disappointing. Into the last 20 minutes. Serbia 1, Switzerland 1. Akanji. Left-footed ball down the inside left channel over the head of Jemaili. Milivojevic decides to come back to Stojkovic, the goalkeeper. Right-footed clearance and steepling out of the sky. Mitrovic again, ball thuds into his chest. Back to Ivanovic. Up the touchline here to Tadic. He's had a good game for Serbia. Nice ball slid through from Mitrovic. Shah Redic came sliding in, concedes the throw. Could see a Mitrovic winner here, but he's just having that sort of night, isn't he? Oh, we're going to have another look at the non-penalty on Mitrovic.
I just wonder whether the referee sees the arm of Mitrovic going into the face of Shah and Lichtsteiner and thinks that was a foul, but he was being grappled. He had his arms totally wrapped round Mitrovic there, Lichtsteiner.
If he hadn't jumped, had just sort of stayed there and said, I can't jump, he might have got the decision. It's because he tried to jump and his arms were... I'll tell you what will be a really good debate after the game. Chris Sutton from the forwards' point of view, Terry Butcher from the defenders' point of view on that decision. Big call in the game, and another change. Breel Embolo of Schalke is coming on, 21-year-old striker, who I've described to you already this evening. pacey, bit wild, not quite sure what he's going to do. Scored 1 goal in qualifying in a 2-0 win against Portugal in the first qualifiers. Had real injury problems at Schalke, has never really been able to get going. Ricardo Rodriguez is off the field, and he's claiming he's been elbowed in the mouth. So Switzerland are down to 10 at the moment while that gets sorted out. That could be a problem for them. Ball is played forward by Lajic. Rolled back here to Milivojevic, across to Matic. 28 minutes gone second half. Serbia 1, Switzerland 1. Tosic with a long deep cross high in the air, and that's very easily caught by Jan Sommer. And from Serbia's point of view here, Phil, they know a win takes them through, but they also know they've got to play Brazil in the last game, which is a problem.
Yes, they do. And positive substitutions from Switzerland. Two fresh, aggressive, energetic players gone up front, and Bolo and Gravanovic. Now, so Switzerland obviously going for it. They have to. It's a difficult one for Serbia.
1-1, Lichtsteiner plays it to Xhaka. Brazil took a long time today to break down Costa Rica. Goals in the end from Coutinho and Neymar. Winning it 2-0. Into the chest of Rodriguez. Towards Shaqiri. Bit of space for him to slide it in. Gavranovic, they're looking for offside. He's no offside netting. Hits the shot. The flag stayed down. And now it's up. Gosh, that went up late. That went up late from Gavranovic, and I'm sure he didn't know. He thought he was through on goal to try and score.
He did, but I thought at first glance it was offside. He looked like he was a good 2 yards offside. He was. Still got to stick it in the back of the net, though. Stojkovic came out, narrowed the angle.
He ran onto the through ball. We couldn't actually see the assistant referee, and I think he was just waiting for him to shoot till he got to the ball to put the flag up. Because for a second there, I think Serbia were panicked, thinking, crikey, we're in trouble.
It's that position that Shaqiri finds himself in, just in behind the centre forward. He needs to get into that more.
Mitrovic battling again, told to get up in the battle with Akanji. Mitrovic getting frustrated. We think he should have had a penalty. He didn't get it. Now he's getting annoyed. Here's Shaqiri on the left-hand side. Shaqiri onto Embolo. He's got to be quick here. Lajic is coming up behind him. He got the shout. He turns 360 degrees, Embolo. Plays it back to Barami. Xhaka. Shaqiri. Back to Barami. Nice little triangle of passing there from Switzerland. Fabian Schär looking for that run. Good run. Left-hand side. Rodriguez is there. Brings it down into the near post. And it was beyond the near post. Matic was there for Serbia, gets his clearance away. Xhaka jumps here with Milinkovic-Savic. He has it. Rodriguez comes sliding in, and the throw-in is Serbia's inside their own half. 15 minutes to play. Serbia 1, Switzerland 1.
Oh, the substitutions have definitely livened up Switzerland. It was a period where Serbia was starting to get a little bit on top. The game is definitely ebb and flowing.
First game for you tomorrow in terms of the World Cup. Full commentary from 1 o'clock on Belgium-Tunisia in Moscow at the Spartak Stadium. Phil's going to be doing it for BBC Television. Chris Sutton and I will be back together for 5 Live.
Have you missed him?
Well, he's still there. He's still there. I know he's listening. I know he's listening in there, Phil, sitting in the studio. So we'll get to hear from Chris at the end of the game. I know the boys will have been enjoying this one. 15 minutes to play. And what have we got left in the last 15 minutes of the game? Milivojevic plays it to the right-hand side to Ivanovic. Back to the halfway line. Milivojevic, Shaqiri just decides to stand off him, so he's able to bring it forward. Curling ball with the right foot up to the edge of the box. Milinkovic-Savic is awkward to deal with. It chests it down. Switzerland do get it away. Embolo chases, but it's volleyed sideways here to Kolarov. So a little attacking opportunity for Serbia. Ball into the feet here of Lajic. Lajic on the right foot. Good block by Lichtsteiner, who's very close to the ball. Just wonder whether Serbia were going to go out for handball. And now on the break, here comes Switzerland. And Shaqiri is tearing at them. Gavranovic is there in the middle. Shaqiri is still going into the box. He's lost it. And Milivojevic is there to tidy up for Serbia.
No, he did well there, Milivojevic, because he was one-on-one. Shaqiri with Milinkovic. Milivojevic got back. He does that really well. We saw it for Crystal Palace last year. Defends really well, protects the back four.
Yeah, you did better with Milivojevic than I did as well there, Phil. That's a tricky one to get your mouth around sometimes. Serbia 1, Switzerland 1. Phil Neville's here with us, watching this game in Kaliningrad. Mitrovic goes down. He will get a free kick this time. And assistant referee was right there. So free kick Serbia, midway inside the Switzerland half on the right-hand side. As this group stands, if this finishes as a draw, Brazil on 4, Serbia on 4, Switzerland on 2. Switzerland would still need to beat Costa Rica in the final game. Serbia will take on Brazil. Those final group games are played at the same time. They start on Monday, and they go Monday through to Thursday next week. And then finally, if you do want a breather from World Cup football, you will get a couple of days before we head into the last 16. But maybe you don't. 13 minutes to go here. Tadic's pouring with sweat, getting ready to take the free kick for Serbia. Left-footed, swung high into the Swiss penalty area. Sommer stays on his line there, headed away by Shah. Bounces just outside the area. Embolo is there first for Switzerland. Tries to knock it through the legs of Laic. Laic got enough on it to intercept, keep the ball for Serbia. And now Milivojevic, and his pass is inaccurate. Goes beyond Milinkovic-Savic, out for a throw to Switzerland.
The Swiss have made a little bit of a tactical change. Shaqiri's gone in behind Grivanovic now. Embolo's come out to this right-hand side, so it's give Shaqiri a little bit more freedom, more central position, which I think he'll be more effective.
Serbia getting ready to make another change. Nemanja Radonjic getting ready to come on for them. 22-year-old. He'll be coming on for only his 4th cap. Having made his debut back in November. So, time to gamble a little bit. Serbia know the win takes them through tonight. That would be big problems for Switzerland. Switzerland with a draw tonight know a win against Costa Rica is a must. And what they then hope is for a positive result either way in the other game, and then Switzerland will be okay. So it really is all to play for. Rodriguez's ball into Zuba. Zuba, corner of the Serbian penalty area, with his right foot dummies the cross. Plays it back to Rodriguez, who he almost ran past the ball. Had to stop in his tracks. Right-footed cross is high to the far post. Lichtsteiner jumps. The ball loops out of the area. Shaqiri goes to collect it. Little step over. Feeds it to Lichtsteiner on the right-hand side. Tries to beat Kolarov. Does so. Left-footed cross in. Headed away by Tosic. Only as far as Xhaka. Xhaka looks one way, plays the ball the other. Shaqiri gives it back to Xhaka. Xhaka with a thumping equaliser in the second half here. Rodriguez, 40 yards from goal. Plays it back to Akanji. Heading into the last 10 minutes of the game. Now Xhaka. Xhaka curling one over the top for Zuba to chase. It's just beyond him, and the ball is behind for the Serbian goal kick.
Well, Zuba applauds the pass from Xhaka. He just made the running behind. Now Zuba. You see Serbia making another change. Milivojevic is coming off.
Yeah, this is Radonjic, who is coming on. Was playing his football at Red Star Belgrade last season on loan from Roma, and he's going back there again next season as well. Scored 5 goals in the last 6 games of the season, so does offer a goal threat for Serbia. So a positive change, you'd say, because Milivojevic obviously sits. Radonjic is coming on. We are now into the last 10 minutes in Kaliningrad. Mark Chapman with Chris Sutton and Terry Butcher getting ready to pick up after the game. 5 Live Formula 1 on its way from 9:30 tonight. World Cup Daily Podcast will be there for you tomorrow morning. If you haven't subscribed, please do so via your usual podcast app. And don't forget as well, take me to the World Cup on the smart speakers back home. Just say to your smart speaker, take me to the World Cup, and you'll get all the behind-the-scenes stuff from the BBC teams around the country enjoying this wonderful festival of football. Long ball forward up towards the edge of the area. Mitrovic making a nuisance of himself again. Tries to lay it off. Lichtsteiner is under pressure. Does well for Switzerland. Plays it to his left-hand side to his fellow fullback Rodriguez. On to Zuba. Back to Rodriguez. On the left-hand side. Low ball down the line. Gavranovic gets onto it. He's tackled by Milenkovic. Switzerland have it back though. Zuba in field to Embolo. He'll like this. Chance to run. 35 yards out. Powerful drive straight at Stojkovic. Palms the ball up in the air. Catches it and kisses it.
Yeah. Good job he did kiss it, because he spilled it. It was a rasper from Embolo. Picking it up in field.
Oh, Serbia have given it away inside their own half. Embolo onto Shaqiri. This is useful. Gavranovic turns it round the corner to Zuba. Shows him. Oh, Ivanovic almost poked it into his own net. It's gone behind for the corner. He stuck a foot out to make the tackle. And for a second there, he was very, very worried he'd scored the own goal.
Well, he played it blind. It was Shaqiri that played it into Gavranovic. He played it wide to Zuba. He just played it blind. Ivanovic, he nearly caught Stojkovic off guard.
He looks tired, Branislav Ivanovic. And you would be as well. Hard work in Kaliningrad tonight. 8 minutes to play. Serbia 1, Switzerland 1. Rodriguez with the corner, away swinger with the left foot. Ivanovic wins the header, laid back for Serbia, but they've given it away to Shaqiri. Long way out here, but he's on that left foot. He's thinking about it. He's going to do it. He hits it, gets underneath it, and smashes it way over the bar. It's that one, Phil, where he's running sideways, and you think he can't possibly sort of get his body round it, but he does.
Well, that's what he likes doing, coming off the right-hand side. I think he has his critics, Shaqiri, but when he's in the form like this, where he's elusive, he's playing in behind, he's playing off the right-hand side, he's got so much quality.
7 minutes to go. Serbia 1, Switzerland 1. And the goal kick from Stojkovic downfield. 3 Swiss players jump for the same header, and they do win the ball. You'd hope so as well, with 3 of them. Rodriguez has it on the left, floating one through the middle. Embolo nods it down. Gavranovic is here. He'll shoot. Stojkovic will save. Serbia looking for the offside flag. Doesn't matter anyway, because Stojkovic made the save.
It was a diagonal ball. Embolo won it. It was Kolarov that was playing on. Gavranovic. It's a good save from Stojkovic.
Kolarov just throws his arms up, says to the assistant referee, "What are you doing?" We did hear Pierluigi Collina say at the start of the tournament that he was sort of thinking that the assistant referees were the tight ones because of VAR, might keep the flags down for ones like those. It might have been, that could have been brought back, checked and changed had that gone in. Anyway, Serbia 1, Switzerland 1. Birami knocked over almost by 2 challenges, keeps going, gives it to Shaqiri. Shaqiri on the run, chased by Matic. Matic has another nibble, brings Shaqiri down. Free kick, 25 yards out. Matic is on a yellow card, gets another one, he's going off, and that's what Switzerland are asking for.
Well, Liechtensteiner sprinted from right back to the referee. He's wanting Matic to get the second yellow card. He's already on a booking. Shaqiri just got underneath Matic, so he just clipped his heels.
That looked to me there, Phil, like he knew he was on a yellow. He thought about it and he thought, I better not. And then as he got closer to the goal, he thought, I'm going to have to do this.
I think that's a yellow card in the Premier League, that.
Yeah. A little bit lucky, Nemanja Matic. Don't want him suspended for a game against Brazil if you're going to need a result. Group as it stands, Brazil 4, Serbia 4, Switzerland 2. Brazil, Serbia in the last round of games, Switzerland against Costa Rica. But really good chance here for Shaqiri, possibly. Or Fabian Schär, I wouldn't have thought so, to test Stojkovic. Ricardo Rodriguez is often the set-piece man as well. He takes the penalties for Switzerland, the left full-back, and both he and Shaqiri are there. We have seen one wonder strike already from Granit Xhaka. Can't be Fabian Schär, surely. Who's it going to be? Whistle goes. Free kick for Switzerland, 5 minutes to play. Rodriguez into the wall, flicked high, and behind for the corner.
I thought Shaqiri would fancy it from that angle, but it was Rodriguez who just hit it against the wall. It's all Switzerland at this moment in time.
Serbia 1, Switzerland 1. Serbia under a little bit of pressure. We can see a huge pocket of Swiss fans in their red shirts, the big red top hats, giant Swiss flags near Rodriguez as he gets ready to take this corner. Scuffs it into the near post. It's awkward. Akanji shoots, well blocked by Matic, and the ball will go spinning out for a throw-in to Switzerland, right down by the corner flag on the left-hand side. Well, it didn't go out there. Rodriguez has taken it a good 5 or 6 yard back to get a better angle here. Plays it back to Xhaka. Xhaka down the line to Rodriguez. Onside. Cross into the area. Dealt with by Laic and cleared. Edge of the area. Lichtsteiner trying to hold on to it for Switzerland. Looking for a free kick. Not going to get it. Serbia now with a chance to come on the break. And this is Radonjic, the substitute. Akanji does well, sticks with him, slides in, concedes the corner.
Oh, he's been impressive, Akanji. He's stuck with him. Radonjic has got pace, he's fresh. Akanji just guided him down the line.
3.5 minutes to play. Corner for Serbia. Serbia win the game, they win the group. Switzerland will be in real trouble then. They've got a corner to defend here, Switzerland. Mitrovic we're looking for, chipped high into the area, headed away to the edge of the box, and the referee spotted a push or a pull or something he didn't like. And the free kick goes Switzerland's way. What would you say, Phil? So let's say it finishes like this. Brazil 4, Serbia 4, Switzerland 2. Mitrovic getting a yellow card for his complaints. And Switzerland play Costa Rica. Who would you rather be there? Because you've got 2 points less than Serbia.
Well, Switzerland are still in it. Switzerland are massively in it. You think to yourself that you'd rather be Switzerland. I know you'd like to have the points on the board, but Switzerland, you would hope that Brazil would beat Serbia.
Yeah, if you were Swiss,
Switzerland have just got to do their job and beat Costa Rica. If they do, they're through.
And Costa Rica already out, so nothing to play for. other than pride. Jan Sommer with his right foot. 2.5 minutes here to go. Mitrovic with the early header. Embolo's done well there for Switzerland. Turns Matic, gets away from him, fires the pass to the left-hand side. Zuba's first touch just showed too much to Ivanovic. Saw his opportunity, got in, got the ball, clears it up towards Milinkovic-Savic. Akanji comes thundering in, wins it for Switzerland, gives it to Xhaka, plays it to Barami. Two teams here who definitely know the match situation, the group situation, and if they get that chance, will be desperate to take it. Kanji's ball forward, loose header behind from Ivanovic, corner Switzerland.
I think you're right. Before, I think Ivanovic is shattered. I think there's a few tired legs on that pitch. Just a lack of concentration. Tried to head it back to Stojkovic.
Serbia 1, Switzerland 1. Closing World Cup action of the night here on BBC Radio 5 Live. 6 more World Cup commentaries on the way over the weekend, including England-Panama 1 o'clock on Sunday. Corner for Switzerland. 2 minutes to play. Serbian fans can't bear to watch. Rodriguez with the corner. Mitrovic is there to head it away for Serbia. Xhaka plays it back. Attendance of 33,167, I'm told, inside the stadium, which is pretty close to capacity in the Kaliningrad stadium. Xhaka with a high hopeful one. Headed down by Kolarov. Played into midfield here by Lajic. Chipped away to the left-hand side. Kolarov brings it down on his chest, then barges into Fabian Schär as he won the tackle. Free kick Switzerland. And we're into the 90th minute of the game. It's going to make things very, very interesting for the final round of matches in Group E. Xhaka in the centre circle. Great strike from him for the equaliser for Switzerland tonight. Loose pass from Fabian Schär. That looked a bit tired as well. On the ball is Milinkovic-Savic. Striding forward, gives it to Ivanovic. Ivanovic with a look of desperation on his face here as he makes the run down the right. Gets the cross in. Akanji is there. Heads it away. And it's played up by Xhaka. Xhaka onto Zuba. Through the middle here is Shaqiri. Shaqiri's away, being chased by Tosic. Still Shaqiri into the penalty area. Gets the shot away into the bottom corner. And Switzerland have the goal in the 90th minute of the game. Shaqiri celebrates by ripping his shirt off, and that gives Switzerland a fabulous chance of making the last 16 from 1-0 down to 2-1 up. It's the starman Shaqiri who has the goal. Serbia 1, Switzerland 2.
Oh, what a counter-attack from Switzerland. Nothing more than they deserve. They've been fantastic in this second half, and it's that man Shaqiri, best player on the pitch in the second half. There's some cross from Ivanovic. They broke Xhaka, played it through midfield. Granovic, he's one-on-one at the back. Tosic tries to play offside. Absolute criminal defending from Tosic. One-on-one. Shaqiri, he doesn't miss them. Stojkovic comes out. He just slips the ball past him. What a finish from Switzerland and Shaqiri.
Really clever finish from Shaqiri. Didn't try and go clever with the chip. Stojkovic went down, slips it underneath the left leg as he stretched it out. 90th minute goal from Xherdan Shaqiri. Scored a hat-trick against Honduras at the last World Cup. That is a big, big goal. This is how Group E now stands. Brazil on 4 points, Switzerland on 4 points, Serbia on 3 points. So it's still open for everyone. What it means is a draw will be enough for Brazil to go through against Serbia, and if they beat Serbia, Switzerland will also be through whatever they do. So problems for Serbia, having won their opening group game, having taken the lead in this game. Xherdan Shaqiri's undone them. Brilliant goal on the break, and when that chance came, it fell to precisely the right man, Phil Neville. Oh, they might even get a third here. Embolo going through the middle, onto the pass here from Gavranovic. He's tackled by Tosic. You've got to give credit to Switzerland here, haven't you? 1-1 against Brazil.
It's why they're the 6th best team in the world, because of the spirit that they've played with and the quality.
Now they've got the ball, they'll want to kill the game. I've got to say I didn't see how many minutes of added time we've got to be played here, but Switzerland quite happy to run it down. 1-0 down, 4 minutes of added time, and my stopwatch tells me we've played 2 of them. Sommer clears with his left foot all the way downfield. Switzerland players offside, they won't chase, and Serbia have 2 minutes to try and find an equaliser.
Now they've looked an old team in the second half, Serbia. They've laboured, they've not been able to cope with Switzerland.
It's one defeat in their last 24 games now, this will be for Switzerland. Leading 2-1, defending to do though here. They've done it well, edge of the area. Ball is cleared by Xhaka up to the halfway line. Gavranovic goes down holding his head. Perfect from Switzerland that. Tosic over the top of the centre forward. And I think there's going to be a change made. A little bit of rain is now falling again in Kaliningrad. Xherdan Shaqiri, yellow card of course for showing us his torso in celebrating the goal. It's teeming down with rain now.
Shaqiri's been fantastic, I've got to say. First half he played on the right hand side, tried to come in. Second half he's played a more central. He's been involved in everything that's been good from Switzerland. When he's on this kind of form, he's a good player, Shaqiri.
Juliet's just pointed out, just like a wet Wednesday night in Stoke for Shaqiri. We're just going to see the goal again here. Beautifully taken. As soon as you saw the ball was played to him on the halfway line, you knew for Switzerland that was the man they wanted it to fall to. They're closing it out nicely. Serbia took the lead through Alexander Mitrovic, but now they will start the final round of group games in third spot unless they can find a goal in the last 40 seconds of this game. Kolarov just gives it the heave-ho, straight down the middle of the pitch, chased by Tadic. Sommer's miles off his line here, took a risk, gets there first though, clears with his left foot, all the way downfield, 20 seconds to play. Looks like Xherdan Shaqiri's 90th minute goal is going to decide this game and put Switzerland level on Brazil with 4 points, Serbia on 3. Last chance for Serbia. Lajic through the middle, over the top of Mitrovic's head. Tadic can't get it, and it's in the arms of Jan Sommer.
We've had a lot of late goals in this World Cup. We've had a lot of late goals today. Brazil came into form in the last 5 minutes. So too of Switzerland.
Well, my stopwatch tells me 4 minutes of added time are up, or the minimum of 4 minutes has gone, so it can't be long now for Switzerland. What a World Cup they're having again. Shaqiri, lovely feinted pass. Embolo's ball into the box. Ivanovic slides into clear with his left foot. Has his arm up in the air to appeal for something. Radonjic comes back to win it for Serbia, knocks it behind for a corner. And what's Embolo got a problem with? They go eyeball to eyeball. He'd be wise to stay out of that. And his captain, Lichtstein, if he'll go straight to him and says, look, don't bother, we've won this game, keep cool.
I think Radonjic is not happy because he just tried to stick the ball through his legs, almost taking the mickey. You see the Switzerland fans are absolutely delighted, dancing around in the rain.
Corner taken short by Shaqiri. Switzerland going to keep it by the corner flag. Embolo's a big man, difficult to knock off the ball. 2 Serbian players coming to do it. They have lost it here. Kolarov was caught as he cleared it. Free kick goes Kolarov's way. Not the full-time whistle just yet. We've had 5 minutes of added time now. Vladimir Petkovic, the Swiss manager, looking anxious, and they're not taking the free kick from the right position. Kolarov has to smash this down the field. He does so. We're still waiting for the full-time whistle. Header is won by Akanji. Great defending that. Gavranovic is onto the ball here. And good run being made forward as well. Gavranovic decides not to use him. Shaqiri again. Can he seal it with something special? Hits the drive. Hits it wide. Behind for the goal kick. But I think he's already done enough, Phil Neville.
No, he went for glory. Shaqiri had Gavranovic outside him. What a game of football it's been, this one.
Here we go then, goal kick from Stojkovic, goes right down the middle of the pitch. Referee's enjoying this clearly, wants to carry on. Whistle's in his mouth, full-time whistle goes. Vladimir Petkovic, the Swiss boss, roars in delight. Xherdan Shaqiri with a 90th minute winner, does a double roar of delight, took it beautifully in the closing stages. What it means is this: Switzerland win the game, Brazil on 4 points, Switzerland on 4, and Serbia on 3. A draw enough for Brazil now in their final game against Serbia to go through. If they beat Serbia, Switzerland can do whatever they like against Costa Rica. Chris Sutton said it, Phil Neville, right at the start of the night. Do not write this Swiss team off. Got their draw against Brazil, behind tonight, and get themselves a 2-1 win.
Fully deserved from Switzerland. Second half, they played much better, much more attacking, positive substitutions from the manager, and that man Shaqiri's come up with a winner right in the last minute.
Swiss fans absolutely soaked. Fabulous close-up of Shaqiri's celebrations. He's gone right up to a camera here, or the cameraman's gone right up to him. Shaqiri's responded, and he's roared into the camera. And Juliet, Mark Chapman's just given me a little stat, telling me, Miguel Delaney, who sometimes appears on 5 Live for us, that this is the first time in the World Cup, in this World Cup, a team has come from behind to win the game. That's what's happened in Kaliningrad. It's finished Serbia 1, Switzerland 2.